Ready to roll. All right. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Tiffany Mitchell, my love, my best friend, my everything, my
You know
storage
what?
room buddy.
Of course you are. Of course we are. Your sister, your mama. If one of us decide to switch teams, your lover.
That is true. I did say if I switch teams, me and you were dating because I just need someone who knows what to do and know how to handle all this.
See, that's why you got it wrong. It's not about you. It's about you want to take care of me and be there for me. You learn
Tiffany, I
nothing.
already know that. Emotionally, yes, I know that. Why do you think I'm like out here ready to fight anybody for you? Okay.
Okay, wait. Everybody's going to wonder what in the heck is going on. I want to welcome you to the Winner's Circle with your girl, Tiffany Mitchell. And I am bringing in special guest, Derek Frazier from BB23. Before we get into it, I would like to remind everyone to comment below, please. Please tell me your thoughts. You are welcome to be yourself with me. Subscribe, comment, and share. Sharing is caring. So share this video with someone. I hope we are an inspiration and insight, spreading love, hope, and awareness to all. And today I am bringing my special guest, Derek, my Cookout brother, my BB23 fam, my Instagram IG live beauty. So my storage room drama.
Yo! Your ride or die,
Of
your gay
course.
best friend,
Of
the bitch
course.
you can call and be like, yo, we rolling up. Don't forget.
I will never forget. So Derek has been watching live feeds with me. We're catching up on BB24. We're catching you up on what has been going on. But first, let's just recap where we left off, where I believe I left off was I don't even know so much has happened. I think Amira was on the block with
Yes.
who
With
was she on the
Terrence.
block next to with Terrence? And we
Yes.
all know via the episode that Amira was totally blindsided. She did not know that she was going to be going home. Terrence did feel or think and that he was going to be safe because that was what he was promised. But here is what you did not see. We got some tea. So after Amira leaves, Julie, of course, tells her about the leftovers. Everyone who's left over from the leftovers is like, what the heck happened? Nicole got her mouth hanging open. Lissa's got her mouth hanging open. Daniel don't know what to do with his mouth. Everybody's trying to figure out what happened. Nicole is so mad that she has said goodbye to Terrence the whole night before. She's like, I told him all of my business. She told him she was a cop. She told him all of her plans, all of her dirt things she had done in the house, what she planned to do. She's just like, Terrence, now that you're leaving, I have no secrets. I said, girl, we know you wasn't making detective. I know you wasn't. I know you was straight correctional officer because you still need some correction officer. But,
Okay.
you was not making detective because you are not the sharpest crayon in the box.
No.
But
I know Scooby-Doo and the gang could do better than her, okay, with detective work. I don't know what she was doing. Because I was like, she's just going to tell him everything. And she thinks he's going home. And the best thing about it, I love, was that Terrence wasn't even like, Terrence was kind of like, I'm just going to play this shit up. Like, he was like, yeah, and you think I should do that? Yeah, let me do that. And as soon as her ass walked out that HOH room and Terrence got a chance to talk to Turner one-on-one, it was done. It was done. It was a beautiful, beautiful plan, and it was executed properly. I give it
it's
that.
amazing to me how no one recognizes that Terrence is a water faucet. Like, he spills everything. This is something that people have to remember in life.
Remember, he's a bus driver, so he talks all the time. How can he keep anything to himself? He's a bus driver. And
That's a
at night,
part of bus driver personality.
On the 1 and 2s, he.
Here's a tip though, not just for the BB house, but in life. Mama Pat used to use this expression with me. She say, be careful of people who talk about other people to you and spill
Mm,
all of their business to you. This is what that's called. She says a dog that brings a bone is a dog that carries a bone. So
mm,
if a dog come running to you with a bone and he dropping it off, he is likely to pick up a bone from you and drop it off with somebody else. Ain't
mm.
nobody keeping your secrets if they not keeping somebody else's secrets. So if you come to me running your mouth telling all your friends' business to me, I ain't telling you nothing about me because I know anything I tell you is going back somewhere else. So you gone with
Okay.
them bones.
Okay.
Terrence is giving up any information that he has.
I I think it's crazy to me that he is doing that without having a solidified like big 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 alliance.
Or just a
Like
strong one that he trusts.
yeah,
Like
like a
it
strong
doesn't
one
seem
that
like
if
he does he have a final two with anybody?
I is it with Nicole? Is it with no? It might be with
He
Nicole, maybe
he
because
thought Nicole kept
yeah,
saying
because
she was
remember
like
she said he's
Terrence's
all like,
number one.
let me
Yeah.
reenact Nicole. He's all like, you guys, I have to tell him that he's going home. I just can't lie to him.
Yeah, she actually woke the girls up. They were all asleep. She actually woke the girls up the night before live eviction to tell them that she had to tell Terrence goodbye and that he was leaving. I fully don't understand how she doesn't see her position in the house. But as a person who's been in the house, it is easy to think that you know what's going on.
No.
And I will say, I will credit a lot of my ability to know what was going on, especially after week 3, because I knew the 6 of us were working so closely together and
Yeah.
we knew we were all coming back to each other through some form of communication to with the plan of what was going on. But had I not had such a strong relationship with the alliance,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have been that confident in knowing what's going on with so many other different people and feeling like you're safe. She
Yeah.
really does feel like she's safe. So
I,
anyway,
it's
oh,
weird, but I mean, this is a weird type of cast. So,
it is
hey,
very different. I heard
yeah,
Jasmine say last night that she's sure that other other casts are jealous that they're not on their season. I said, "Girl, for what?
girl, what?
Why would we
What am
want
I
to live
jealous
there?
of? You
What
know
would I want
what?
to?
What am I jealous for? What do
I
we need
don't know.
to cater her every need and feed her by her mouth every 5 minutes to
I'm
help
not
her
gonna lie.
back some more? Oh,
When
I'm
we were
so
in the
jealous.
house, when we were in the house, we definitely were like, no one has this much fun. No other cast loved each other the way we do. It is a very skewed perspective of how you're viewed and how you compare to other casts. You just do feel genuinely like nobody
Hmm.
else is sharing the same experience and no one else is sharing the same experience. But
Hmm.
y'all's ain't better than BB23.
Can I
So
also say this though, Tiff? I think you said something, or maybe I heard it from someone else, but I'm gonna take it because you know I like to take stuff, like your master plan. But,
oh.
but I'm just joking. But I feel like when it comes to this type of cast, I think people don't understand how to play the game and then
Hmm.
also have fun at the same time. Because if you are running the house and doing what's supposed to be done, you can have fun and don't have to worry about anything. Because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's a game. So if everybody
Hmm.
understands it's a game, we can sit down and have those dinners and sit down and have those games and charades and mafias and songs and all this other stuff and have a good time. But
They
also,
don't want
baby,
to
they
do
don't got no
that.
flavor like us, plain and simple.
Yeah. Oh, not the I Sally to a vote clap fan. Is it a clack? Is it a
Is a
clack or a
clack
clap?
fan.
A
Oh, look at
clack.
you. You learn.
Clack fan. Big D sadly to e-votes.
Yes.
All right. So after Amir leaves, we got a lot of things to cover. After Amir leaves, Monty wins the head of household competition. Um, he has formed him and not he has formed, but he is a part of the Leftover Alliance, which so far seems to be a pretty dominant, a pretty solid alliance.
Hmm.
There are some smaller alliances within the Leftover Alliance, which if you're smart, you will do that. You do know
Yeah.
that all of us can't get to the end. So within this big alliance, you have to create smaller alliances with people for your own game to help you get to the end. Well, Monty wins HOH, and then Terrence is left over, so he has to join one of the other Festy Bestie groups.
Yes.
He went to Joe and Monty before the eviction to see if this is the case where I have to join someone else. Can I join you guys? They knew he was staying. They offered him, yes, you can join our group, which I don't know if they wanted him to or not, but it kind of works because they
Hmm.
get to use him as they are using him, but they also get to protect him. Um, so now Terrence is a part of Joe and Monty's Festy Bestie group. Okay. I was trying to, and I'm hoping maybe you can help elaborate on this story, but
Hmm.
there's this whole story that they were spilling after the live eviction to cover their tracks of evicting Amira that
Yes.
Taylor found out about Poe's pack. And that's the cause of the vote flipping and sending Amira out because they're trying to throw off the scent that there is a
Yes.
leftovers alliance. And if you blame anything on Taylor, people are so naive and so ready to believe that anything about her that they hear, that it's like, oh, Taylor heard about Poe's pack. Oh my God, how did she hear? She was eavesdropping at the door, and then I was talking to Amira, and that's how she found out. And so, they're like, oh, that's why we had to get rid of Amira. Something around that.
I do. It was like that. I also picked up a lot of it was for, like you said, knocking off the scent,
Yeah.
making sure no one figures it out. But I hate that once again, which we're using Taylor, but I kind of understand as to make the other girls and I guess Terrence that are not in
And
it
Daniel. Yeah.
and
Terrence
Daniel
and
that's
Daniel.
not in it to make them still think like, oh my God, we're gonna get Taylor out of here.
Yeah,
I
because
feel
that
like
makes her look like a threat to the leftovers. Like, we want her
right,
out because of this.
correct, and they don't know about the leftovers. So with that kind of going, I feel like of course, from us on the outside, we're like, leave Taylor, leave Taylor
Yeah,
alone.
I actually was on Twitter like, hey, what's this whole thing about them
Yes,
using Taylor as the scapegoat? I don't want her being used for anything, but they were
right.
like, no, she found out, she knows about this, she's in on it. They're using her.
Yes.
Hey, use
Yes.
your weaknesses as your strengths. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Because think
if
about it.
she,
Taylor's moment's going to come. Her moment's going to come. As long as she's staying in this house, her moment's going to come to one of these HOHs. And then it's going to be like, I don't know what they're going to do because I'm going to just laugh the whole time.
here's a strategic move for
Okay.
Taylor as far as being HOH or not. If the guys or people, I'm going to say the guys because Brittany is kind of like the at the bottom of the leftovers as far as the girls go.
Yes.
They're more
Yes.
so protecting Taylor than they are protecting Brittany. But as
Yes.
long as the guys want to protect Taylor, Taylor technically doesn't have to win HOH because she
Right.
doesn't have to get any blood on her hands. She gets
True.
her alliance, the leftovers, to get out the people that she no longer wants in the house because
Yeah.
we both know that just because you nominate two people for eviction, neither one of them actually have to go home.
That is
So she
true.
could win HOH. She could get some blood on her hand. HOH is a nice position to have when you're looking
Yeah.
to get some power and establish some relationships in the house, get some secrets from people, get some people to promise you some things. I wouldn't trust anything that they're saying. HOH is nice, but I looked at back at our season and I wasn't really ready to win an HOH for a long time just because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good with everybody. But even though she's good with nobody, I'm gonna say she's good with nobody. Even though She has people she's not good with. She's kind
Yeah.
of found a group of people who are willing to protect her for now. And they
True.
are getting out her targets.
Yeah.
So she could kind of just sit back and not look like a competition threat.
She could do. I mean, she could do a Big D thing and just be a pawn, which is fine because
No,
she
she
has the
doesn't want to be a
numbers.
pawn and she doesn't want to do a big D thing. She's a big
No,
Taylor.
no, but okay. I'm just saying, as for the alliance, if it's
Yeah.
gonna keep them from like going
Coming after her,
crazy,
she offers
coming
them
after
something like,
her.
I'll be a pawn and you don't
Correct.
have to
That's what I
nominate
meant.
someone else. I'd be scared. I don't know what that's
I
like.
know.
And see, you are someone who, like, okay, so wait a minute. Let me go back because I want to comment
Yes.
on,
Yes.
I want you to comment on how and what it is like to volunteer yourself as a pawn. But first, I want to let our viewers know that right now that Monty is HOH, after
Mm-hmm.
Terrence joined Monty and Joseph's Festy Bestie, Terrence nominated Alyssa and Indy as his nominations. However, um, people know or are assuming, and I think he's kind of told them via conversations that he's
Mm-hmm.
looking to do a back door.
On
Taylor is
Taylor.
really,
Yes.
yeah, Taylor is really his target, even though that is not true. Monty and
Correct.
Taylor have had some issues in the past. My foot is still on his neck. He gonna
I
have to
just
prove it
said
to
that
me.
today, actually, on
My
Twitter.
foot ain't coming off till we get to the end of October. Okay, that's way long after they out of the house. And I have heard your exit interviews, and you made your posts on Twitter and Instagram. After you make a TikTok, then maybe I'll see how I really feel about you. But right now, it looks like
We'll
he
see,
is
because people are
going
making
in the.
TikToks that they shouldn't be making TikToks.
I
So,
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm gonna comment on that too. Right now, Monty and Terrence seem to be supporting and protecting Taylor against the
yes.
outside group that's not in the leftovers. And
Mm-hmm.
so Monty is telling Taylor, our target is definitely Nicole. Nicole wants you out. Nicole was willing to sit on the block to get you out. Nicole has lied about everything she said to you. She's rubbing people the wrong way. She
True.
is
She
spazzing
can't
out
be
of
rubbing people
control.
the
She's
wrong
spiraling.
way.
She's spiraling out of control, which she said
She
Taylor was doing.
can't.
She's spiraling out of control. And so Taylor is saying to Monty, I don't really want to go on the block, and I don't blame her. I
I
don't
don't blame
really
her.
want to go on the block. I've been in danger since the day I walked in this house. I've been a target. I've been on the block several times. I would have to pack my bags. But if you're telling me, for the trust and the trustworthiness and building trust with my alliance, and
Mm-hmm.
also helping to get out this target that we know we want gone, I will get on the block with her because she's my festy bestie. And if you nominate her, you have to nominate me.
Yeah.
I never did that. That was never a part of my strategy, my game,
Yeah.
or anything I was going to do. But you
Yes.
volunteered to go on the block. And I don't know if people
Yes.
know that. Like, what's going through your mind when you, like, do you know you're safe? Because I remember you kind of acting like I'm not safe. And I was thinking to myself, like, Big D, you know you're safe. So is it an act that I know I'm not safe? Or do
No,
you really
it's a
still get fearful that you can go home?
so no. So out of all the times that I knew I was always going to be safe. It was a part of the act because I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure I like really embody that acting role. But what goes through your mind is there is a chance I can go home. There is a
Mm-hmm.
chance. But if you trust your alliance and you really do trust these people, you could put yourself on the block. The problem with Taylor is that me putting myself on the block was a little different because I knew I had the cookout, but I
Mm-hmm.
also knew besides like maybe like one or two people,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else I was good with. And I made sure to like work those votes and make sure they
Mm-hmm.
know, hey, just keep me around. I'm not really a threat, things
Okay.
like that. But with Taylor, because there's six other individuals, if I'm correct,
Mm-hmm.
is it six or five? Six of them. Because there's six other individuals that kind of looking at Taylor as a threat,
Mm-hmm.
it's very scary. I don't know,
Yeah.
like I don't know if I would do that. And what goes through your head? What sucks? She's right. Like packing your bags, knowing
Mm-hmm.
like there's a potential chance you're gonna go home, going down that run out of what I'm gonna say, you don't know because anything could change during the week, but you have to
Yeah.
trust that this alliance, and if Monty's a man of his word and he trying to redeem himself, because like you said, your foot on his neck, and
Mm-hmm.
we all got our foot on his neck. This would kind of give him, it's not to give him a pass, but at least we can say, I'm glad that you saved Taylor, as you should.
How? What do you mean? But how is he say? Okay, he doesn't get a vote. I do think that the plan is still to
Mm-hmm.
backdoor Taylor, but Monty, as the HOH, doesn't have a vote. He can
So then that
nominate her,
leaves,
and then the
hold on, that
entire house
leaves,
decides if she is better for their game for her to stay over Nicole.
if I'm correct, and my math might be wrong, and everyone can laugh, it would come down to a tie if I'm correct, because there's 7 members in the leftovers. No, actually, I'm wrong. So yeah, this would definitely. Let me see. She'll be sitting next to either Alyssa or Indy. So then that still leaves the votes to be
Who?
um five.
Who?
If
Wait,
say
how?
if I'm just hold on, I'm just looking. Monty's HOH. He doesn't get a vote. Taylor goes on the block. She
But
doesn't get a
Taylor
vote.
goes on the block next to Nicole,
Next to
not Indy
Nicole.
or Alyssa. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Because when they come off, they go on. Okay, sorry. So then that leaves 5 members of the leftovers to vote, and then
Mm-hmm.
that leaves Andy, Alyssa, Jasmine, Daniel, and Terrence to vote. So then there's a potential chance, if I'm correct, right? It could be a tie, which
You
will come down
know,
to him.
the only people that scare me,
I know it.
really,
The only thing that scared me would, and the leftovers, to be honest, would
is
be.
who?
I don't think Turner would do it, but the only person that would scare me the most is if people get in Britney's head, because she's so damn like,
Her and Michael for me,
yes, like
because
they're so emotional
Brittany,
sometimes.
because she does change her mind a lot about where
Yes,
her loyalty lies.
yes,
And
yes.
Michael, because Michael is a gamer and he's always thinking much further ahead. And if he feels that Taylor is in a better position than him and
Mm-hmm.
that she could potentially rally more jury votes, or she would be
Yeah.
more beneficial to someone else's game, or she
Yes.
would be someone who could jeopardize his game,
Yes.
him and Brittany could feel like the leftovers are protecting her so much. Maybe we are at the
We.
bottom.
Yes.
And the dynamic in this house is so weird because in our house, there was
Weird.
never a flip flopping type of situation where we were like, well, I'm going to
Yes.
go with the Cookout. Well, I'm going to go with this group. I'm going to go with the Cookout, or I'm going to go with this group. And they
Yes.
just do have that type of flexibility in the house to say, Nicole and Daniel are in danger. We could pick them up. So we're going to leave the leftovers and we're going to jump over here. Alliances are not always built tough like the Cookout or other alliances who have been so adamant on we're going to do this to the end. I'm not meaning a final two.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of more, it's easy to take your final two to the end if they're there with you. But
True.
when you got a final 5, a final 6, a final 4, that changes. You might be like, I realized today I don't really like you in this group. I want to put
True.
somebody else in it. I'm kick you out
True.
and bring Claire.
Wait, can I also cheers to you and your
Yes.
podcast? I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. I'll be there to take your spot when you're tired and ready to go.
Not you having my speech to Julie. Julie, I'll be there to take your spot when you're ready to go.
Yes. And then
Not
also
us saying
Adam
the
did
same
take a
thing.
cheers for you. Adam did take a cheers for you, but he was in the background, so just to let you know.
Oh, cheers, Derek. Thank you so much. Cheers for joining me. Even at the last minute, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, the sip. Everybody raise their cup, get your drink ready.
I drink right out the bottle, honey. Get right to the point.
You do. I am a lady. I drink from the can.
can. But to kind of go off of what you were saying, I get that. Like Brittany and Michael could fill at the bottom. Michael's a gamer. Like I'm not taking. He's a
Yes.
competitor. He's a gamer. I'm not taking nothing
Mm-hmm.
from him. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like because Brittany is so, woo, Brittany was stressing me out.
Random.
She
We'll
was,
call her random.
she, right. Like, and the cast is so weird. And I'm not saying weird and like they're weirdos. I don't want people to think that. I'm
No,
just
just the dynamics of the
the
house and the way
dynamic.
things go. Things change every day, which they do in the Big Brother house. And
Yes.
Brittany, I just think
Yes.
doesn't have a foundation. She doesn't have a real footing with anyone,
Yes.
maybe except Michael. And she might not really trust that. You know,
Yeah.
trust is the biggest thing, and it's so easily broken. So because she doesn't really have a solid foundation with
Yes.
anyone, it's easy for you to think you can go somewhere else and kind of try to fit in there. But at this stage in the game, you're always going to be at the bottom of anywhere you join
Of
because people just
course.
already are working together.
Of course. I mean, that's the yeah. That's how every alliance is. We all had our, our ties. Like when we had to sit down and we we all talked about it, which is hilarious, and I love it. We all talked about like who was tied with who in the cookout, and how was the dynamic would it go. The dynamic can go any way. So you're
And people
correct.
can be skewed in their perception. Like, I'll be
True.
like, no, I was closest to this person. And then somebody else will be like, no, I was actually closer to that person than you were.
No,
And
of course.
you really can't tell me nothing. Like, to me, I'm like, no,
True.
I was closer to
No, of
Hannah than
course.
you. And you might be
Of
like,
course.
nah, you
Of
think
course.
so, but no, I
Correct.
had her. You don't
Of
know
course, and that's what I'm saying. They might take that as Brittany might, and Brittany knowing her and whatnot. It is just like I like her, and I'm just worried. I'm just like I just
about
want her
what
to.
she'll do.
I just want her to take a deep breath. We have
If
this
I'm Brittany,
alliance,
if
huh?
I'm Brittany
Yeah.
in the leftovers, honestly, I probably want Taylor gone because
Okay, I'm listening.
because for my own personal game, if I'm Brittany,
Yeah.
as long as I'm not the one that flips the vote, if Taylor is gone for me, if I'm Brittany, maybe I'm the more protected person and I'm the
Okay.
only girl in the alliance, and you'll be looking to me to kind of get the other girls that are not in the alliance to do
Yeah.
what we want them to do. Because
Okay.
right now, Brittany is not really beneficial except for being a
Mm-mm.
vote to the leftovers. So for
That is
her
true.
own personal game,
But she won a
I
veto, Tiff. She won a veto, so maybe they'll
she
see
did.
that as
She did. She
she could
won it.
win a
She won it.
veto.
She won a veto, and I'm not going to take that from her. But if I'm looking at the statistics of veto wins in competitions,
Hmm.
I'd say Michael is a huge part of her winning that veto.
That is
So
true.
we can't eliminate the fact that she had a partner and he was her partner. I'm just going to say they won it together.
Yes.
So, but let's go back to the veto comp, the current veto comp after Alyssa and
Yes.
Indy are on the block.
Yes.
Monty nominates Alyssa and Indy with the idea of if they stay on the block, I think Kyle has definitely been more than vocal about his willingness to see Alyssa walk out of that door. So Alyssa and Indy are on the block, and Daniel, and who in the heck is Daniel's partner?
Kyle. Kyle's his partner.
Daniel and Kyle. Damn.
Daniel's
Daniel
Kyle.
Daniel and Kyle win the veto. And so they get two vetoes. One gets to have a speech and say if they're going to use it or not. The other one gets to have a speech and say if they're going to use it or not. But going back to the fact that Alyssa's on the block, Daniel and Kyle win the veto. I think had that not have happened, if there's ever an opportunity that Alyssa is on the block, Kyle is all for getting her out. I think she's made him feel. Okay, I don't even know. Do you think she's made him feel uncomfortable? Does Kyle like Alyssa?
I would give a good scenario, but I'm not going to do that. Does Kyle like Alyssa?
Hmm.
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't think so. I think
I I
Kyle's
don't
I
I
think
don't think so.
Kyle's just playing a little bit of a game here. I think
Yeah, he's
Alyssa is
using it to his
right. I
advantage.
think he's using if like she still stays here, she wins HOH, she's not gonna come after him. Like I think he's just using it. I don't think
Yeah,
Alyssa is Kyle's type of girl, you know.
yeah.
Um
He
I think
seems
he's playing
very.
that.
Kyle is 29. If you look at
Is
that,
he?
he's 29. Yeah, he's
Oh,
older than Xavier. He's a little close to Kai's age. He's right in between Xavier and Kai.
yeah.
And he doesn't give me Xavier and Kai. Like Xavier and Kai to
I
me
don't
are
think he gives
like,
anybody's vibes. I think
he
Kyle
doesn't give
gives
anybody's vibe. He's got his own vibe. They're like grown men, and Kyle is a grown man, but he doesn't seem like he's got a lot of experiences.
girls.
He's
I'm sorry.
very.
I'm had to interrupt you. I love you, but Kyle is a TikToker. He's a child to me. He gives off very like I'm a young kid. Still, I'm a
He is
young
definitely in his
20s.
in his in his youthful era.
He's not giving
he
me grown man like decisions. Like if he
yeah.
spoke, I wouldn't look at him and be
He's
like,
not a he's not the assertive, grown with
yes,
his chest out. You
yes.
know, I saw Monty standing outside in the backyard today, and Monty was looking like I'm the king around here.
And you know, I
Kyle
actually
does
tweeted
not
about
give
him.
me I'm the king around here.
No, Kyle look like he's like, hey guys, let's hit it. Let's get it, guys. And which is fine. We love that. We love someone who's an entertainer. I do TikToks myself. I get it. You know, it's for fun. But I'm getting like, if I had a serious conversation with him, I would not feel like I am talking to an adult. That's what I'm getting at. Like that's why I feel like he is
I
not.
think he's an adult. I just don't think that he has like the seriousness level or the he's not so serious about life and things right now. He's more so like, hey, I'm here to have a good time. This is a fun experience.
Which is
I'm
fine.
not, yeah, I'm not taking these relationships that seriously. I'm not trying to have a showmance. I came here for a game. Hey, my mom is watching. I'm not trying to embarrass myself or her. He just
Now,
seems to me like a respectful kind of guy.
Tiffany Mitchell, America's
Derek
favorite
Frazier.
player.
Uh-huh.
Now, if
Hmm.
Andy was into Kyle, then what, girl? That's a tough
I
question.
think he
Answer.
would run away. I think he would self evict.
What?
I don't think he would be able to handle that. I think he would be
I mean, I don't
like,
think you can handle that, but
I
you
think he
know,
would say, I got a boner and it's about to let loose.
because he
If this
loved those
girl don't back
Brazilian
up off of
women.
me, I think that he would be afraid. I don't think that he would
He
not
loved
like
those
her.
Brazilians.
I think he would like her and she would excite him, but I don't think Kyle
Look
can
at me.
handle it. I don't
Hola,
think
¿cómo
I don't think he
estás?
I don't think he can
Muy
handle it.
bien.
I think he would say, just put me in the have not room.
Okay, but I agree with you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like I said, I think that for him, it's okay. He's there to have fun, which we love that. We love somebody. Let's have fun. That's the
I
whole
think she
dynamic.
makes him a little uncomfortable.
Right. I
And
think
she's needy
Alyssa
and he can't
is
be himself.
correct. I think he's very silly. Like, even when he was talking the first week and he was there, I keep forgetting that he's there. Sometimes I feel like I be forgetting that him and Michael are two different people at times.
Did they not look like twins? I'm on
They
the
look
live feed
like
going, which one
twins.
is that? Is that Michael or Kyle?
I say that all the time. I go, is that Michael or Kyle? And just like, I didn't even know to. I said this. I want to go back to what you were saying about Monty. I was watching the live feed, which I have it on right now. Which I'm watching Taylor on this swing set right now, swinging back and forth,
Oh
living
my
her best life with
God.
the lady
Not the
potato
beauty
chip.
queen. She's so beautiful.
So well for me when Monty was working out in the backyard. I'm just angry because I'm like, oh. He is just so fine, but I got my foot on his neck because of what he did to Taylor in the beginning, and I can't forget. But the man looked good, but he's also I know that for me is I feel like we're missing out of these group of men, and also I'm not gonna talk about the women because I don't like to do that, but the group of men I feel like we're missing that assertiveness, someone who's going to kind of just
Hmm.
speak up a little bit. Like Joseph's there, Joseph
Oh,
is
well,
there.
yeah, don't sleep on Joseph, attorney at
That's what I said. I'm
law.
not sleeping
I
on him.
think
He's
Pooch was
there.
holding him back. Once Pooch left, Joseph said, I got to play this game myself.
Of course, he's there, but
Yeah.
I feel like we're still missing that. Like you, and I hate to give him credit. Hate to give him credit because you know how I feel about our brothers. But Kai and
Is this a
Xavier
Kylan?
did give me that.
Daddy? Are you looking for daddy?
Nah, nah, I'm not calling them that. Okay,
Oh,
but
just men.
they gave me that
You was just
assertive
looking for that
that needs.
strong, powerful man, that
But
presence. I would
look
say
at the
Kai
women.
was
We only
Obama
have.
first term.
Oh, he was definitely Obama first term, okay?
Hmm.
But I will say, like, for the women, like, I feel like with Taylor, she's very assertive. She's very there. She's a very strong black woman. I wish there was more of that in the house where, when I feel like when I look at our group of women, and I don't want to get off a topic, when I look at our group of women, every single one of the BB23 women were strong and powerful and had a voice. Like, I
I'm
feel
sorry,
like
honey.
they
We're
had
just
a
gonna
voice.
say right now that no other season has or will compare to the Cookout women. We are one of a
You're a
kind, and
liar because
so
Nicole said they had the strongest women of all time. So shut your mouth, Tiffany Mitchell.
Nicole is delusional.
Stop it. That is my name. Do not take my title.
Baby, well, you got a bunch of babies out here following in your footsteps because she is baby number one. Nicole is delusional, and so
I
is
know.
Jasmine. I do. Let me see if I can find the tweet where Jasmine said, "Oh,
No,
BB
I can't.
23. It wasn't historical. I mean,
I don't want to talk about her.
it was it wasn't. It was monotone. I don't care what you try to say about BB23 being predictable or it wasn't enough drama. It was exactly what CBS, what Big Brother, what America, what we needed at
Yes.
that time. It was no mistake. It went exactly as it should have.
Mm-hmm.
We could have done better, but we
Oh yeah.
definitely didn't do as bad as they are doing
I
right
know
now.
the only thing we needed was I just needed one of HOH just so we could say all six members won an HOH. I also want to say this. I hate it. Not to, I know we're probably all over the place. I'm so sorry because you guys know
It's
when
okay.
me
I'm
and
gonna
Tiffany
bring
get
it back.
together,
Come on,
we can
let's
talk
kick
about
it.
everything. But the thing that also upsetted me, there's so many other strong women in other seasons of Big Brother where I look at this cast and I look at them besides like Taylor, I look at them and I'm kind of like, like I can laugh in their face because they're a joke to me. Like when I look at this, I'm going,
Yeah.
these are the scrambles that they picked up and said, we can't find no one to join this season of 24 after 23. So let's just throw them in there. I'm just saying there's so many other women in BB history that are so much stronger than these women that are more assertive and more like I don't
I just think the
just
perspectives
more
that they
everything because this
have.
is a weird cast and Jasmine baby she got something cook she want to eat so badly she wants somebody to cook for her bring her food feed her
Jasmine need a lot of things. First of all, she
I'm
needs a
gonna give her
reality
what
check
she need. I'm gonna
first.
give
We'll give
her
it to her. I ain't giving her shit.
I'm giving her breakfast lunch and dinner and dessert served on a platter when she get out this
She
house because
don't
she
get
said
nothing from me.
too much for no one to sit there and be like girl what are you doing it blows my
Well,
mind it blows my mind.
I don't see that I am beneficial to her in any way, seeing as though she clearly made a blanketed statement around how
No.
she doesn't really get along with Black women, ethnic,
Yeah.
cultural, African American, dark skin, brown skin, light skin. She just
Yeah.
she doesn't get along with Black women. And I believe she's an AKA. I could be misspeaking. I'm not sure. I've not looked into it, nor do I care. And I do, there were some comments about, comment Tiff about what you think about the post season comments and what do you think about somebody's TikTok. I will just plainly let you guys know I've not watched any of that shit. I don't really care about what they have to say. I'm not seeing one person come out and say, let me hold myself accountable for my
Yes.
actions. I am fully aware that it is hard to come out of this house and look into yourself retrospectively and do some self-reflecting. It takes a very big, mature person to want to do that. You have to first desire to do that. You have to want to say that I could have done something differently. But I know we all
Tiff,
came out of our season and was
I'm
like, hey, I
calling
played my
BS.
game the way I played my game.
Tiff, I
But
love you, but I'm calling BS. Like for
okay.
me, and I'm gonna use me for example. I called you a bitch. I called Oz a bitch. It took me 24 hours from receiving my cellular device to know, you know what, I was wrong. But it also took me to go, do I care about these people? That's what I'm getting at. There's no,
Yep.
if you
But
don't
wait,
care about
I'm gonna call
nobody,
bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on you though. And here's
why?
why
What did I not do?
I'm gonna
What did,
call bull.
how long did it take me?
Well, it only took you 24 hours to say I'm going to apologize. But is
Okay.
where here's where um we're not looking for an apology, we're looking for growth. And growth doesn't always come overnight. And so
That's
what
not
I
going to
want to
happen
say,
overnight. I'm sorry.
yep, but hold on, let me say this. You came out of the house and people were like, "Oh, you called women your sisters, even the people, whatever. You called these women, you referred to these women as bitches, right?"
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Oh my God, I was sorry." But in my community, we say bitch and we can say bitch. And I also asked them, could I say the word bitch? And they all told me I could say bitch. So I wasn't using it in the way you're saying I was using it. We use bitch in the gay community. We do. I'm sorry I called them a bitch and I didn't mean it like that. But it is okay for me to say that. And so that you held on to that for a very long time. You apologized for calling us bitch, which I knew at that moment and in that time, that was all you were able to accept accountability for, was directing it at us. You weren't apologizing for being comfortable in referring to women as bitches.
Right.
And
And
only when you and I had a conversation not too long ago where I cried to you on the phone about how I felt hurt about Taylor, how it
yeah.
brought up how
Yeah.
I know things were said about me. And I was like, hey, it's not that I want you to apologize to me for the things that you did. I don't want you to apologize for calling me a bitch. What I want is for you to say women should be respected. I don't even have to like women. I don't have to love women. I don't have to want to marry, have sex, or procreate with a woman. I can be a gay man, a straight man, a white man, a blue man, a green man. But as far as my standard and my morals go, I want to respect women in a way that not only do I not refer to them in a degrading way, that anyone around me, my friends, my family, my offspring will respect women, because that is what I stand for. Not, I apologize for calling you a bitch. I will never call you a bitch again. But I call women bitches because I can, because I'm gay. That's the difference. And so, yes, you're saying when you came out, you were like, hey, it only took me 24 hours to apologize. But the growth, and only when we had that conversation where I said, Derek, it's not about that. It's about men just don't see us.
Right.
Our black men don't see us black women. Not only do they not see us, it's okay for them to refer to us as bitch because they're gay. Like, to me, none of that is okay. And then you said, what can I do to, I said, stop apologizing. It's not the apology that I personally want to see or hear. It's show me how you've grown that I want to hear. I want to hear you say, I'm not you personally, but just the people who are apologizing, like, fuck apologizing for what you did and what you said. I don't care about that because it's already been done. And I personally probably don't give a damn.
Right.
What I'd like, growth and apology is, to me, is saying, not about you, Tiff. I did call you that and I don't give a damn. However, moving forward, I like to show women a different type of respect.
Right, right.
Now we got to get back on subject,
Right.
but
And I do want to say, yes, we did have that conversation recently, and I'm so glad we had that. But I do want to say, even when I came out the house and apologized, and I made sure as growth that I was going to move on up. And I made sure that, as in how I speak, how I talk, I also realized over the course of that time to apologize publicly. And I understand it's not about apology, but I know the fans, they're not, they're listening and they're
yeah,
watching. So I don't know how me might saying, oh, fuck that bitch, might
yeah,
have affected or triggered someone
hmm
else. And I realized that during that month of October, once I came home, hey, I could be talking about Tiffany and she might be like, I don't really care or whatever, but
hmm
somebody else who might be sitting at home
hmm
might have a flashback to a man or something like that, maybe calling that person a B word and making them feel
hmm
like crap or abusive or anything like
hmm
that. And I had to realize that. So I just want to say, as growth wise, absolutely. I know apology, you could say apology to the day you die. It is
hmm
about growth, as you're saying. And I made
yeah, it's
sure,
not about you
yeah, and
apologizing
that's what
for
I
the
expect out of the
past.
house guest. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
expect that out of the house guest. But what I'm saying is that if, which I do have to give them a benefit of the doubt, if they came out and number one apologize, and then
hmm
they have about 3 months until some of these people come out the house to show growth, that will go a
hmm
long way. But that really comes down to what they're thinking and what they believe. So there's nothing we can really
It's
we
gonna
can sit
take a minute.
right. It's we
It's
can
a
sit there and say stuff, and people can sit there and still deny and deny and deny and whatnot. That's just how it is. Because when you're in that house, you're in your own world. You're cut
You
off from the
are.
world.
And you're
You're
still
not
in your own
being
world even when you come out. And
correct.
and I and
Correct.
I honestly am glad that no one is coming out fake apologizing. I don't want your fake apology. I want to know what you plan to do and how you plan to move forward. And
Okay.
okay, you can apologize to Taylor. You can still not like her. You can be like, yeah, I don't like her. I said what
Yeah.
I said. But I do think that moving forward, I should give people more of a chance. I should not
Absolutely.
label people with microaggressions. I should not look at someone because it's very easy to stereotype someone. That's why Big Brother specifically places people that look a certain way, that have come from a certain place, that live a certain lifestyle in that environment, because each one of us walks in and says, he remind me of somebody from high school. He remind me of my ex-boyfriend. She remind me of my mama. That's my
Hmm.
cousin. She remind me of my little sister.
Hmm.
And you place the stereotypes of your mind of your experiences with these other people on these new
Yeah.
people, and you
Yep.
don't even give them a chance. That
Hmm.
is why when people are in my comments and they're saying, how do you feel about what Paloma said? How do you feel about what Taylor, with what I'm sorry, Amira has said, address
Hmm.
these things. I don't have anything to address with those people. I'm not listening to what they're saying because I've not really in conversation heard that they've grown any since leaving the house, and they probably won't yet because it's
Yeah.
too soon for that. But I don't have anything to comment about them because I'm not listening. Let me let y'all know, Tiffany don't give a damn. I don't
Yeah.
care what those people thinking because none of them, Pooch, Paloma, Amira, have looked into themselves and said, there is something I could have done differently to add positively to the experience and the
Of course.
dynamic in that house instead of jumping in the dog pile of shit and blaming and accusing and labeling and attacking and ostracizing and isolating Taylor. I
Hmm.
don't have nothing for none of them. I don't give a damn what they past and post experiences and exit interviews are saying. And I'm not listening to them. So y'all can stop sending me their videos. You can stop screenshotting and sending me their posts, because if I wanted to know what they were saying, I would follow them myself, and I'm not. So that means don't at me. Now we're going to go back to DeVito win.
I do want to say this. I hope that Taylor, when Taylor comes out, I hope the one thing I'm very thankful for, and I've learned and grown from. I'm very thankful that you and Azza, instead of throwing me to the side or throwing me to the wolves, you guys said, we got to teach him. We have
Yeah.
to help him understand. We have to, you know, take him underneath our wing, help him understand what's right or wrong. Or not saying I don't know what's right or wrong. I'm a
But
grown
that
ass man, just like you guys
that
grown
was
ass.
our that was an example of our growth. Go ahead,
No,
because the
of
old because the
course,
old us, I know the old me would have been like screw Big D, but
right.
the growth in Tiffany has said, "This is my brother. I love him. I know he
I'm just
said some
saying
messed
thank
up
you
things.
because some
Yeah,
people don't
you're
do that.
welcome.
Some people,
Yep.
and I'm thankful that you and Oz did that because some people don't do that. Some people
Well, I
literally would
hope
have been
Taylor
like,
don't do it. I'm sorry. I take that
but,
back. I take that
but,
back because Terrence and Monty may turn a new leaf and they may have received, they may recognize the
I
errors of their
don't
ways,
know.
and they
I'm
may.
sorry, but ours is different than that.
Yeah, she can
This
still
is a
use
whole
my
nother
foot. My foot's
level.
still on their neck. I It's
Yeah,
still on there.
because she got bullied. But go back to everything you need to say. Sorry, we got off track. I
It's
apologize.
okay.
But I
Okay,
just
we
want to
just
make sure
got to catch them up.
yeah, I just want to make sure I use an example
Yeah.
of how I felt
Mm-hmm.
someone could have came out the house and then over that course of time, which she
Mm-hmm.
has time, she could prove me wrong, or
Mm-hmm.
Pooch or Amira, they can all prove me wrong. That over that course of time, once they sit down and be with family and friends
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about things
Mm-hmm.
and reading things that they understand they have to look at themselves because even though I'm sitting here saying, hey, Tiff, this is how we talk in the gay community, it's not always accepted in everybody else's community. And I
You
have to
did call
respect it and
me.
understand.
You did call me and say,
Yeah,
"What can I do?" And I
absolutely.
respect that. And that
Yeah.
allowed me to open the door to you. You're like, "Tiff, I want to apologize." And we talked about it. I said, the
Yeah.
apology, we're past the apology phase. It's
Yeah.
what you want to do moving forward. And I got to give you credit. I want to give an example of when you show growth.
Oh
When
my
you
God.
went on a, I'm gonna give you an example of you specifically of showing growth. You went on a Twitter space and
Oh yeah.
someone asked you, you went on a Twitter space to talk about, I can't remember specific. It was about some other shit. Right. Okay.
Yes.
You went on a Twitter space and then someone asked you a question. And I actually laughed at it. They were like, we want to ask you a question. Big D was a guy. He's like, so what do you think? Don't you think it's time for Tiffany to switch up her hairstyle? And I said,
Oh
tell that fool I
yeah.
did switch up my hair. I got two braids now. But you didn't even listen to me because you probably weren't even looking at my text. You said, hey, it is not my place to comment on women and what they're doing with their style of self. Like you pretty much said, like, that's not going to be me. I'm not about to bash any of our women
Oh
on their
yeah.
style,
No.
their hair, how they look. That's not for me to do. Now ask me about one of these men and I'll give you my opinion. I respected that.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
growth because it's so easy for people to bash women and gay men feel like I'm a gay man. I can say what I want to about women.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is you're still a man. Somebody's still looking up to you. I don't
Yeah.
care if you don't like me. You don't have to want to have sex with me. I don't want to have sex with every man I see. And I don't want to have sex with every woman I see.
I
But that
do.
doesn't make me not respect them. Hold on, Big D. Damn. This is
I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
You don't have to like a person to show them some respect.
Right.
You don't.
Right.
And so you don't have to want to be with me intimately. You don't have to be attracted to me. You don't have to like me to respect me. And
Right.
that's all we said. All right, Big D, I gotta jump back over here. All right.
Sorry.
Daniel wins the veto. All right. So Daniel and Kyle win the veto. The veto now, if Monty wants the veto used, well, Daniel is not in Monty's alliance, but Kyle is. And Kyle, of course, will use his veto, but he's hoping that he doesn't have to go first. They're hoping to get Daniel to use the veto because
Right.
Nicole has said plenty of times, I am willing to go on the block to send Taylor home. But Nicole is not
True.
all that sure that Taylor's going to go home, but she's a little more sure than that Taylor will go home than her. But if she's thinking strategically, she'll know there's always a possibility for a pawn to go home, which is why I'm not that positive about Taylor going on the block. Things can change ever so quickly in the Big Brother house. It's not like being in the real world where I go home, you go home, we've escaped this game and now we're thinking about
Mm-hmm.
this. No, it's always moving on a constant. And so 3 hours in the Big Brother house, shoot, that's 3 days out here.
I think what which I'm very glad that I'm very thankful that we have this leftover alliance because I mean the leftovers because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that Taylor now has like that animation, like that fire to be like,
Mm,
this girl is coming for me. And Nicole sitting there saying, I'm willing to go on the block to send Taylor home. Go ahead, Pooch, do the same thing. Sit on that block and they're gonna send you home. Like they're making it easy. I just don't
yeah.
get why they're making it so easy. I would have been
Well,
like,
Nicole is not
I know they're festy
self-aware.
besties.
But she's not self-aware.
Yes,
She's
she
not
is, Tiffany.
seeing.
She is a correctional police officer who cooks raw food as a chef, Tiffany. Know your place. She is very aware of what's going on. And she keeps it very real, like she said.
Well, she better hope that she can go back and be a CEO because that's the highest level of a correction she gonna make it. She ain't never making detective, investigative, a supporting detective. She ain't making captain, sergeant, and none of those other ranks. She just gonna be closing the goddamn doors and locking them back with the key and taking these inmates in and out to get their commissary. That's about it. That's the maximum she can ever do. Girl, put your suit on, get your keys around your waist, and let these women and these men in and out of their cell. I don't think it take no rocket scientist to do
I
that
can't.
neither. All it take is her strong ass to act like she will knock one of them out if they try her wrong. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, so we have them on we have now we're waiting for the veto to be used,
Yes.
Taylor and Nicole to go up. Oh, we
Yes.
got to talk about Daniel kind of figuring out the leftovers. He's kind of figured out that there's a leftover alliance and the people that are working in it. It's hard. Did you know? I'm sorry, I'm all tongue tied because Amira's face when she found out that anybody in the house was aligned with Taylor and especially Monty. I was like, oh, I love that look on your face, girl.
It was golden, and the best part is gonna be. I'm telling you, the best part for me is gonna be watching Nicole go, and then they need to get that Jasmine out
Jasmine,
next. And you know what the sad part is? I'm gonna say this. I really would like a woman to win Big Brother.
I
You
would
know,
too.
we've had, we've
But
had
only
our fair.
Taylor for this season. Only
No,
Taylor.
of course.
I will say if Taylor does not win this season, the only other person I'd go for is probably Joseph and Michael.
I'm
And
gonna
depending
also
on
throw.
how Monty ends up faring out at the end of this, and I never even thought I would say this, if he
No,
has
don't say it
Taylor's
because
back.
we're on
Okay,
his
never
neck.
mind. I lied.
No,
I
we're
was
on his
lying.
neck. I'm
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
say this. If it's not Taylor, I would like for it to be Brittany, even though she's driving me up the wall. I like her, but she's driving me
Why?
up the wall. It's just, Brittany
You
is
just want a
just,
Britney to win?
I do.
What has she done?
No, I'm just saying she want to veto. But let me just say this. Let me just say this.
She
I
want to
really
be.
would.
No,
Hold on.
Derek,
I
damn that.
know.
You're not about to skate on past what you said on my podcast. I'm going to hold you accountable. Tell me
Okay.
why you want Britney to win.
Well, number one, I want Brittany to win because I feel like she has a good heart. I'm
I don't give
sorry.
a damn. This is Big Brother. This ain't Big
I
Love.
know that
Next.
she has a good heart. She also is trying to figure out her way. And, Brittany said it one day, and
This is
this
not the Lost
related
and
to me.
Found. This is Big
I,
Brother. But go ahead.
even though I could be an evil bitch at times, I do have a big heart. And I do. I could be like a teddy bear. One day, Brittany said on the live feeds that it took someone like the other Brittany to come on the show
Mm-hmm.
and help her gain that confidence and feeling like there's an opportunity for me to go on this show and win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And she
That's all I'm
right.
going to say. It
Well,
got to my heart. It pulled the
yeah.
heartstring. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like if Taylor can't win as a woman, the only other woman I would want to give it to is Brittany. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Because I said I
My
want to
turn.
one.
I'm cutting you off. I don't give a damn. My turn. Now, I say Taylor. I want a player. I love the game. I am a fan of the game. Some people are a fan of the show. Screw the show. I am a fan of the game. I love thinking, strategizing, playing people, manipulating, lying,
You better
backstabbing,
stop. I'm
winning,
trying to get my call back to All Stars, girl.
They ain't never got to
Cut
call
that
me
out.
back. I hope by the time they call me for All Stars, my behind is off in Hollywood somewhere on a big screen saying, I don't got time, CBS. I told you to quit playing with me. Y'all trying to put me on them competition shows like I was an athlete. I am a queen. Now, going
Cody,
back, I want...
fire her, and hire me. You're not. I want my All Stars call. Tiff, shut up.
Sorry. I want a player to win. And this is why I'm considering Taylor a player, because people have been saying she has been playing the game. Girl been target number one since week one. I don't know if she is a cat with 9 lives or she is an angel who is limitless, but that girl is still in that house ready to go on the block this week, and they still telling her she's safe. And if she goes on the block and she makes it, that is game to me. She was able to turn that house around, turn the people around, get it in alliance. She might be somewhat at the bottom of it, but if she can stay protected and then get the people who may be jeopardizing her game out and still be protected, the girl is playing. Now, Joseph, Michael, and Kyle are strategizing. I respect it. I really like someone who is playing the game. Joseph, and make sure when y'all say Joseph's name, you say his whole name. Joseph, attorney at law. Make sure you say Joseph, attorney at law. Because when I am watching him, I said, I damn sure want to talk to him when he get out the house, because I need lawyers on deck. I got Xavier over here. I got Selena over here, and I'm gonna have Joseph right there. I'm like Brent. I got him on the
holy lawyer trinity.
The holy lawyer trinity. Yeah, I like a gamer. I want somebody who's playing the game. All of us had the desire to go on the show. All of us had the desire to play the game. All of us had the desire to win. I want to see someone who actually is play. You want to win?
Tip,
play.
I think you missed my point. I want Taylor to win.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, here's the thing, because unfortunately, I'm going to say it. There ain't no other fucking women to pick from that are like I feel like I want to be like, yes, I'm so glad they won Big Brother. They ain't nothing to pick from.
I tell Big Brother this right now. I'm going to go ahead and remove.
At this point.
I'm going to remove myself from All Stars based on this statement right here. They let Jasmine win Big Brother. They ain't never got to worry about me coming back. I won't play that whack ass game again. And I said that shit. Y'all just let anybody win. You just let anybody. Anybody is a winner. Anybody can't just be a winner no more.
Like they say on Housewives, so they make the production cut it. Bravo, 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 bravo. You gonna cut that because I'm getting my call back. But listen, what I was saying was, if Taylor does not win as a woman, I still would like a woman to win. And the only other option.
Next person is Brittany.
The next person is Brittany, because the rest of those
I'll think about that. I'm processing that information.
Just think about it. That's just my opinion. You have your opinion.
All right.
There's no other girls to pick from because the rest of them are whack. But we want to get back to this. I do think that when it comes to the veto, because if I'm correct, we were talking about Kyle won the veto.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct?
We got to see how we got to see how they're going to do it, because we don't know who has to speak first. So, like on our season, Kai won the little veto and Claire won the big veto.
No.
Alyssa
won the big veto.
Alyssa won the big. I forgot. So insignificant. I forgot. So Alyssa won the big veto and Kai won the little veto.
I gotta go.
I don't remember. Anyways, never mind. So anyway, on this one, Kyle won a veto and Daniel won a veto. Now, if Kyle goes first and is depending on Daniel to use his veto, so Kyle doesn't get, any blood on his hands by like lying to Daniel saying, I'm not going to use the veto, but then he goes first and doesn't use the veto and Daniel doesn't use the veto, then Indy and Alyssa are still on the block. Are you following me? Let me make it clear. Let me make it plain.
No, Baby, I got you.
Well, for people who aren't for people who I am not making it plain for you out there who I'm talking to and you're going, the hell did she just say? I
Yes.
said there are two vetoes.
Yep.
Daniel won one and Kyle won one. And depending on the order, if Daniel goes first and says, I use the veto, and then Monty has to nominate two more people, can Kyle use his veto and rescue those two people from the block?
That would be a
Or,
gag.
well, we're going to see.
That would be
But
a gag. But I get what you're saying. And I think
it vetoes I
recently,
think it can veto the other veto.
right. I think recently Brittany said to Joseph, will Kyle use the veto?
Well, Nicole
And
Nicole is scared now. Nicole doesn't want them to use the veto. I
yes,
also
because
remind me. I gotta talk about something. A question that they asked me. But go ahead.
yes, and Brittany said to recently on the live feeds, Brittany said to Kyle, "Do you think?" I mean, Brittany said to Joseph, "Will Kyle still use the veto?" Joseph said yes because Brittany's like Nicole needs to go because I guess Brittany is start. I mean, I'm sorry. Brittany said Nicole has to go. I guess Nicole is starting, like you said, to start like sweat and worrying and starting to get a little bit more like
As you
aggressive and stuff like
should.
that.
You
Like
shouldn't feel. Well, I don't know if
I'm
you should be
watching the live
aggressive,
feed
but
right
you
now.
shouldn't feel
I'm
so
watching the live.
comfortable.
Everyone is outside right now. I'm watching the live feed. Everybody's outside right now. Okay, Monty's right here. Turner's right here. Alyssa, Michael, Kyle, and Brittany playing with the playing with the pool balls right now.
Okay.
And Nicole is nowhere outside.
Where is she?
I don't know where she at. I see everybody else. I see Turner's ass laying here. I saw Jasmine scoot her ass out here, which I swear when I meet Jasmine, where is your scooter? That is all
Um,
she gonna get from me. Not a high,
my
a bye.
question is.
Where
My
is your
question is
scooter,
how.
girl?
My question is how you gonna meet Jasmine? Because
Oh, I'm not planning to meet her. I'm never gonna
okay.
waste a plane ticket. I would never waste a plane ticket to fly to Cali to meet this whole entire
Let me
cast.
say.
Now,
Let me.
if Taylor wants to meet up with us as a cookout and she wants all of us to come, I will try to make that happen. But my first
Well,
flight on the next plane is to
I
Tiffany
bet.
Mitchell in Michigan. That is my next
I
plane
bet
ride,
y'all to
no matter
be.
where I
I
go
bet y'all to
next.
be running. I bet y'all to be running to Detroit when Taylor get here, because that's gonna be my girl.
Oh, I'm just making it clear that the next time I'm getting on the plane is to Tiffany Mitchell.
Listen. So I did ask my followers on Twitter. I
And I
appreciate
don't want you
all
to
of you
forget that
guys.
question or something you were supposed to say.
Yes. Yes, I appreciate you guys for dropping the comments under my Twitter post. I do try to grab some of them, but this one was interesting. And I don't want to get flagged, so I just might bleep this myself.
That's right.
Nicole was in the backyard talking to the guys. Actually, she's talking to Terrence and one more guy. Can't remember. I don't know if it's Kyle. But she says, if you want to flaunt your effing PUSSY all over this house,
She didn't say
that's
that.
yes, she did. Talking about Taylor. If you want to flaunt it, that's not that's she said that's not her game. Nicole said, and I am so she says to I actually bookmarked it. I want to find it.
Girl, I don't know what to even say to that. How do you even talk
Hold
about
on.
somebody else's? Why is she talking like
You
that?
know, it's really giving jealous. It's really giving insecure.
It's giving weird.
She's
Why do they keep talking? It's
I
giving
didn't
weird.
bookmark it. But first of all, I've not seen Taylor looking inappropriately. She comes out to the backyard with her bathing suit and bikini wear just like anybody else because she looked better in it than y'all is not meaning that she's flaunting it. She just is a stallion and she walks with grace, styling
Girl.
grace. And
But
y'all just mad about it. So this morning, where we are is Nicole is very unsure about now her sitting on the block next to Taylor and going
oh,
home.
is she
Yeah.
upset?
I think she's not feeling so confident about her position in the
She should
house.
go cook some uncooked chicken.
Raw chicken. And serve some
Yeah,
raw
because it was
chicken.
raw. Because Indy said raw, and I was like this.
Dang, that says a lot. So, as far as we know right now, Indy and Alyssa are on the block. Daniel and Kyle won the veto. One of them has to use it so that Terrence can replace Indy and Alyssa with Nicole and Taylor. Nicole is still the target. I am still trying to process Taylor's position in the
Yes.
leftovers, how it truly benefits her, how Nicole leaving benefits her besides having a peace of mind. And a peace of mind is worth all the money in the world.
That is
And
true.
so
Y'all
if
got
you
y'all
know,
got rid of
that can
Frenchie
make,
real quick.
and I'm telling you, you clear out somebody and that can help you think. Look at Joseph. Joseph did not just turn 25, but Pooch had to leave. Joseph turned 25 and then he started thinking.
That was true. You told me Frenchie got to go, Derek. I don't know what you want me to do, Big D. Frenchie got to go. And I was like, I need him here. As soon as he lost, as soon as he left, I was like, man, bets are off. What's up? What we doing?
You were still crazy as a but I love you though. I love you, Derek. We have to wrap up.
Okay.
Um, our people have other things to do than listen to
Yes.
us.
Yes,
No,
that
they
is
don't.
true. I'm
Just
so
kidding. Yes,
sorry.
you
I was a
do.
mess. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're not.
I'm trying to have fun, and
You
I
are
just love
fun.
you, and
I
I
love you
love
too.
your whole entire podcast. I love
Thank
Cody and
you.
Derek, of course,
Thank you.
and this is so much fun, and we love Big Brother, and of course, like, we love talking about it. That's all we could talk about. I never thought that I would go back and like be watching the live feeds and being
Yeah.
so involved, but it's like a part of my life now.
So tell
And
me,
yes.
tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay. So you guys can find me on my new OnlyFans. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm
I'm
done with
joking.
you.
I'm so joking. You guys can find me on the Derek Frazier. That is on Instagram. That is on Twitter. And then you guys can also find me on TikTok at the Regular Degular Show that I do with my best friend Adam. And just, come check me out. I'm always tweeting live. I'm always watching the live feeds. I haven't started my job yet. Once I start, I don't know if I'm going to have that free time, but I'm enjoying the free time that I have. And you guys make sure you go like and subscribe the winner circle, because baby, you want to get the real tea and you really want to be entertained, you need to come here and watch Derek and Cody. And you also need to make sure you watch America's Favorite Player, aka Tiffany Mitchell, aka Storage Room Duo, aka my girl for life, aka my sister and my lover if I was ever straight.
Oh my, what a salute. Okay. I do want to answer one. I am going to start selecting. I have been also using you guys' questions and comments on my Twitter a post that I asked. But one question, I am going to also select a random question. I think I have it memorized. But the question was oh, okay. So the question is, and it's to me, how often do you shave below, or do you only bother if you have a date?
Oh, I love these questions.
All
What's
right. So let me
up?
answer this question before I go. Um, I actually don't shave because it leaves pigmentation. I Veet, which is a hair removal cream. I Veet and I Veet probably every other week. However, if I got a date, then
And
I'm
if he's
definitely going
the
to make
right one, because you don't gotta waste your
well,
time if he ain't the right one, okay?
I don't even waste my time unless it's the right one. So when it's that one's time, I always make sure it's clean for him to answer
Okay.
your questions. All
I
right.
love that. I do want to say
With
something about Big Brother I just saw, by the way, Tiff.
yeah, yeah.
I saw that Brittany and Nicole had a conversation,
Mm.
and Nicole was saying how Taylor was never her target. So silly us
Oh
to
yeah.
Why are you even talking? Why
No,
are you even talking about it? Taylor was never
no,
her
I
target.
kind of saw her having this conversation with someone else too. I think it was Monty or Kyle. She was saying, like, Taylor was never my target, but she was everyone else's target. And I
She
just
said that
wanted
to
to do what
Brittany.
was best for the house and what was best for everyone else. Now, honey, Taylor may not have been your target, but you dragged her all the way through the mud. You purposely lied to her, bragged about lying to her so that you could manipulate her into believing something that no one else asked you to do. You took that upon yourself. And then you talk so much crap about her. You looked at her as if she was not worthy of getting the benefit of the doubt. You did not look at her intentions as being positive when she came into that room to comfort you based on the
True.
lie you told about your mom and her praying for you, and you behind her back saying you don't think that she's a good person, and then you taking her comment of, honey, for your life, for your mental health, for you, if you have to take care of you, don't worry about me as your partner. You took that to and turned it around to every single house guest who would listen and say, she told you you could quit, as if you are a quitter, which she never accused you of that. You have dragged her repeatedly. You said she can flaunt her private around this house as if that is what she's doing. You called her a hoe pretty much. You don't have to want her as your target. We know in real life, you don't have no love or respect for this woman. So,
True.
target or not, you probably want to see her go. And I'm leaning on that. And you can lie to Brittany and whoever else, but baby, you can't lie to me. Now, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Derek, for coming out. I have my Sadly to Evoke fan. I took it out with me yesterday. I tell you, I went later. And you can find me on Instagram at Absolutely Gorgeous 100. You can find me on Twitter at Absolutely Tiff. I got a TikTok, Absolutely underscore Tiff, but I don't be doing nothing with that. You can also find me back here on the Winner's Circle Monday and Wednesdays. You can listen to me on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, and you can catch our YouTube video online Mondays and Wednesdays, usually after 4 p.m. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you to the Warner Circle for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.